warned by
Thank you.
not to.
Thank you.
So basically, I'm going through a pictorial tour of what fishing community in Loktak are doing this few years. So next. Through these photographs, I'm just showing how a small community of about 140 households are living in a village with floats. It's not on a dry land. So as you see, where the huts, where the fishermen live, these are structure of bamboo and tents, and these are built on the floating biomass. So when we call this as a Jambu Kampu floating village, and when I say floating, it actually floats. With the wind direction, you can be here this morning, and in the evening you may be about half a kilometer away. So when there's very strong wind, they float around. This is a style of community. They live within the lake. It's not. I'm talking about a fishing community who are not living on the peripheral shore, but who live right inside the lake. So they are basically fishers, and their main occupation is fishing. So through these slides, I'm showing you how they utilize the biomass of the lake. The floating biomass we locally call fundi. They use the biomass in different ways to harvest fish. Then, like I was saying earlier, they know how to manage and control this biomass. If there's a wider spread of the biomass, then it impacts the fishery. So they need both the biomass and clear water body, and that is why I was saying these fishermen traditionally they know how to manage the biomass. And so when there is an extensive spread of the biomass, they cut it into small pieces and then drag it. There's an underwater current flowing in the eastern side of the lake. So they drag the biomass to the portion of the lake where there is the underwater current, and from there through a channel, the biomass flows down to the Manipur River and down to Chilwin. So other than fishing, the fishermen community also harvests different aquatic plants to supplement on their livelihoods. Like I'm showing here, they harvest fodder plants. These are basically both semi-terrestrial and aquatic, which grows underwater. The one hydrilla in the down bottom, it's an underwater plant. They harvest this for cattle feeds, especially for milk cows and all. There has been a lot of issues in Loktak. Ecosystem has degraded because of different reasons: pollution, siltation, human intervention, different. And because of the hydrological change in the Loktak, indigenous plant species, most of this have either degraded or some have gone out of. We no longer find some species of edible plants that local people used to harvest before 1983. In 1983, a project called Loktak Hydroelectric Project was commissioned, and because of the hydro project, there has been a lot of disturbance in the lake area. There has been drastic change in the hydrological regime. The ecology has, you can say that it is not totally, but out of 100%, 80% it has degraded. And because of that, many of the species have lost. What we are doing now is, in this past 7-8 years, this fishing community through the union, we have tried to rejuvenate the population of the edible plants. So these plants that I'm showing here, they are taken as food. Both the fruits, the tuber, rhizomes, even the leaves, these are all eaten. So, at the present moment, we have identified a rough area of about 2 square kilometers in the water body to the northern part of the lake, where we are trying to build up something like a floating open pond made with this biomass. And within that, we are cultivating this fox nuts, dropworts, and whatever items we can regenerate again. These are all locally edible aquatic ones. They were once abundantly in the lake before the hydro project intervened. So, like I was saying, they use the biomass for their different fishing activity. In the first top above slide, this is a kind of an open water fishing culture pond. Underneath there's nothing. The green mass is all floating biomass, and in the circle area is all open. What they do is they provide feed in the center of the circle, and when they know that enough fish have acclimated inside the cycle of this pond, then they drop net all around the inner surface of the pond, and it doesn't disturb the ecology of the lake. It's just floating, and when they have no more use of the biomass, then they will cut it into pieces and they will drag it down to the Kodak center. So they have a system where they use the biomass, and when they don't have the use of the biomass, then they take it out from the lake. And I'm also trying to speak of some of the problems that this fishermen community are facing. There are about 4 or 5 variety of plant species that are invasive. So, like water hyacinth, then water lettuce. Then there's another mills. It was introduced by the state veterinary department to feed mills cow. We call it paragrass. And this invasive species have overcome the native plants. So it's also another reason why edible aquatic plants that were there originally are now also slowly disappearing, because the widespread of water hyacinth and this water lettuce are overcoming the original species. And below, I'm just trying to show through these 2 slides that because of human intervention, the right side, to my right side, is just a simple picture showing the intervention of the hydro projects in the Lotak Lake. While it's trying to prohibit local fishers from entering into the lake area, the construction has disturbed not only the hydrological regime of the lake. Like Dr. Pramod was talking of this fish species, Pengba, which is a migratory species. And it has become extinct in field in Lotak. Why? Because of this hydro project. There's a barrage called Itai Barrage built for the hydro project, and it's built on the southern portion of the lake at the confluence of 2 rivers. And this barrage has blocked the migratory passage of many species of migratory species. And why I'm showing this, because of the human intervention, fish population in Lotak has declined very drastically. And when fish population is declining, it impacts the livelihood of the local fishers whose occupation is only fishing. And the other slide on the left bottom is pollution is one of the biggest issue now in Lotak. Pollution, we have a river called Nambul, which flows through Impal city and which deposits directly into the freshwater lake. So all the muck, all the waste, bottles, whatever you see, which are thrown into the river in the city area, these are all carried directly into the freshwater lake. And because of the pollution level, especially in the northern section of the lake, this is impacting the fishery of the fish population is declining in the upper northern part of the lake. The quality of the water, you find every color, black, white, brown. It's actually destroying the livelihood. So in this next slide, why I'm showing this is because of this issue that I'm talking about in the earlier slide. Now the community, the fishing community, where I'm representing the All Lotak Lake Area Fishermen's Union, I advise for them. So what we are trying to do is, since the last 1 decade, we have been organizing a lot of awareness program, campaign program at the community level on different aspects. First aspect is we are organizing these campaigns to let the community who live inside and in the peripheral shore of the lake about what is happening with the lake, pollution, sedition, whatever. So what we are trying to is we are trying to garner the support of everyone who is living around the lake. Then the second step, what we are trying to do is we are asking the government who is responsible for management and conservation of the lake, that because of these processes, because of human interventions, and because of different factors that are impacting the fishery, decline of fish population, decline of edible aquatic plant, you have to do something. You have to do some scientific management policy for the management of the lake. And so far, very unfortunately, we don't have scientific intervention for the management of Loktak Lake. We have an agency called Loktak Development Authority who looks after the lake. But if people from Manipur coming, they will agree with me that till now, intervention has been purely on an engineering aspect, not on a scientific aspect. There's no ecological, environmental treatment of management of Loktak Lake. It's all engineering, and engineering is actually impacting more on the lake ecosystem. And when you impact more, then it's directly destroying the livelihoods of local people. So that's where we are organizing all these campaigns that these fishermen whose lives are solely dependent on this lake their life has to improve. And improving, what we are requesting the government Manipur is that you should have a policy where there should be scientific and social management of lake, where fishing communities are part of the system, where you should be making fishing community co-partners in lake management, because they have this traditional knowledge of how to manage the biomass. They know the seasons of the fishes, and they know when to stop fishing, especially in May, June, July, spawning season. So they know everything. So if you make them part as co-partners in lake management, then there will be rejuvenation of the lake ecosystem, So and the issues are many, but with time, I'm just showing this. Thank you.